Kennedy, you have criticized your opponent for not signing on to the People's Pledge, which seeks to end third-party spending from PACs in the race. A campaign that benefits would be penalized. We now know a PAC may come into the race to support your campaign. If this issue is so important to you, why don't you do a self-People's Pledge and take the hit the pledge requires, even though your opponent didn't sign on to it?
I rejected the money. I went public the moment that press report came out.
They can still spend it, Mr. Kennedy, if they wanted to.
I told them not to. I went public and said, I don't want the money, I don't need the money, and I don't didn't ask for the money.
Will your campaign take a financial hit if they do spend that money?
Tim, the issue here is that the pledge that I have proposed is the exact same pledge that Senator Markey ran on 6 years ago. Ran on it. This is why change doesn't happen. Because you have progressive leaders that say these great things, and then when it comes down to it, they compromise on their principles. There is no chance for anybody out there that thinks that you're going to be able to deliver on the promise of a Green New Deal or any transformative environmental change. The fossil fuel industry will always outspend you. That's the point of the People's Pledge. That's why he signed on to it, until he didn't. This is coming from a guy that ended up taking a contribution from a board member of ExxonMobil. And if you think that that is somehow excusable, then also understand that my lifetime rating with the League of Conservation Voters is actually higher than Senator Markey's. I am not the obstacle to environmental change in this race.
But what if
what he could do is take that $200,000 that came in from that super PAC and give it to the Sarah Gideon who's running against Susan Collins, because she is far more likely to block that progressive change than I am.
But you still haven't answered my question. And the question on the table is, would you allow your campaign to take a hit if another PAC came from the outside?
And I've rejected that money, Tim. I've told them not to spend it. I've told them not. No, I've told them not to spend it. I don't want it. I don't need it. And to donate it, I told them to donate that money to Black Lives Matter. I don't expect any way that money comes in. I told them not to, and I challenged the senator to do the same, and we haven't heard a thing from him.
Mr. Markey, Mr. Kennedy says you broke your promise from 2013.
Yeah, we need a People's Pledge for 2020. We're in the era of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is eliciting all across our country activists who are seeking to participate in this election cycle of 2020. Environmentalists, LGBTQ, women's groups, labor groups, all seeking to participate, all seeking to have their voices heard in this election cycle. And so, from my perspective, if they want to speak, they should be allowed to speak. No dark money, no hidden money at all. And their voices should be positive as well.
Senator,
and that's the only way in which I think this should be conducted this year. But I will also say this, because I heard what the congressman said about the fossil fuel industry getting into this race. The fossil fuel industry spent millions of dollars to defeat me when I ran for the Senate for the first time. The fossil fuel industry believes that the Green New Deal is the existential threat to their business model, that their business model is to the planet. So they bitterly oppose me, they want to defeat me, and there are people all across this country who are ready to come in and to defeat me because they know the Green New Deal is, in fact, the answer to climate crisis on our planet. And so don't raise this issue of fossil fuels, because there isn't a fear that I have or anyone else has, and that's why the League of Conservation Voters has endorsed me, why the Sierra Club has endorsed me, why the Natural Resources Defense Council has endorsed me, why the Sunrise Movement has endorsed me, because they know they can trust me with their deepest aspirations about the climate crisis.
And a board member from ExxonMobil and fossil fuel lobbyists that have given you tens of thousands of dollars that you've only returned after you've been called out. And by the way, because those pledges aren't disclosed, you have no idea so whether that board member donated to you through that super PAC, or anybody else for that matter. You have no idea where that money came from.
It has to be completely disclosed.
It hasn't
been. No dark money. There's a reason. The Sierra Club knows what it's doing. They've looked at both of our records. The Natural Resources Defense Council looked at both of our records. The League of Conservation Voters looked at both of our records. The Sunrise Movement looked at both of our records. They all had a decision to make. They chose me in this race because they know that the Green New Deal is the vision for solving the crisis of the climate, and unleashing millions of new jobs in order to accomplish that goal.
I owe you 30 seconds, Mr. Kennedy.
And Senator, if you cared that much about the environment, you could have asked those supporters to donate against any one of the Republicans that we have to take out in order to actually act on the change that you believe, so that you say you believe in. But instead, you haven't. I did. That's the difference. And you can't sit here and say that we are going to address the systematic change that we need. When the going gets tough, we have plenty of Democratic politicians that say the right things. And then when it comes down to it, that you fold up shop and say, you know what, back up the truck, we'll take whatever we can get.